this video, we're going to be going over the iReviewbuilder.com back office for resellers. The first page that you see when you first log in, it's going to have all the supporting videos and training on how to operate the program and the system. Next, you're going to find supporting documentation, and then you're going to see a website example that you can probably take some content from if you want. If you ever need to contact us, use this information here. Webinar information about upcoming webinars is always found here, and all past webinars are found at the very bottom. Your first order of business should be to go to the My Account button. Validate all your information here. You can change your password if you want. Change any information here, your address, city, state, and zip. This is your business information, your contact phone. This information is displayed to your clients at certain points inside of the notification system, so always make sure this information is correct. Your contact email, your company name, and then lastly the logo that you want to use for your company. To grab a logo, it's very easy. I'll show you an example here. So I'm just going to bring up a sample website here. To grab a logo for your business, go wherever your website is if you have a logo, or wherever it's hosted on the internet. Just click on copy image URL and just paste that right here. If you want to use our default logo, which is the iReviewbuilder logo right here, just click on this button here to automatically propagate it inside the system. Click on Save Changes. This section here goes over all the credits that you have for creating store accounts. When you joined iReviewbuilder, you are guaranteed a certain amount of credits. Those will be found here. Credits left is how many stores that you can set up on a free trial, and any credits used are stores that you've already set up. Now, anytime that you set up an account, let's say they don't want to use the service, or they just never got around to using it, and you want to use that credit for another account, click on Retire an Account. What this does is give you instructions to send an email to us so we can give the credit back to you and terminate that account from your system. Anytime if you want to grab more account credits after you've used up your current credits, just click on Add Account Credits here. Determine how many credits that you need. Now keep in mind, your first 30 days, you do not pay iReviewbuilder anything. This just gets you in the system under a subscription for these 5 credits, but keep in mind, after 30 days, this is what you're going to be billed. So you can charge for the first month that your client is using and make 100% profit on that. But just be sure when you hit the second month, before this billing hits, to contact us if we need to modify the subscription for these accounts that you are acquiring. So just be sure that you always contact us before that billing hits. It's always going to be 30 days after the date in which you acquire these credits. Next is the clients page. Now here you're going to see view clients, register new client. If you're out of credits at any time, this register new client is going to disappear and this is going to appear in red. This just takes you to the same page to acquire more credits to create new accounts. But here I'm going to show you how to register a new client. So let's say our first client is a automotive group. Let's say it's Yark Automotive. So let's find our store. So in Google Plus, we're going to search for Yark Automotive. That'll load their Google Plus page. So we're going to grab their company name here. You want to use exact spellings. So we're just going to do Yark Automotive Group and Yark Automotive Group. Now, when I create a store number, it's always good just to try to be unique as possible. So I'm just going to do YAG and then 001. This is no reference except for our system, so always be like unique. Don't just use like 001 or 1. Try to use some initials of the company and then some numbers after, just to give it a unique identifier. Now, we need to determine if this is a sales or service. So if a customer walks in the store and they're dealing with a salesperson who's doing the sale to the customer, well then we want to have a 4-question feedback form. Otherwise, if they're just walking into, like for example, like a Walmart, obviously we don't care who the salesperson is, we just want to know how the service is. That's considered a service form. So always indicate here if it's sales or service form. So we're just going to put service form. This is a message to our company that when we set up the account that we are setting up correctly. Next, we want to get the company email. This can be any email. So let's say this is yark@yark.com. Then we want to get the company phone, so we go back to the Google Plus page. Let's just grab this here. And now we want to have the exact address of the company here. So we're going to grab this, put in the address, and we always want to have exact representations as it's shown on the Google Plus page. Choose our time zone and our country. Next, we want to have a decision maker. The decision maker is a person that gets all the feedback forms and all the notifications for when a Google review's left. So we just put that person's name here, put their email, and the decision maker phone. This is just for your reference. Now, you're the project manager. This information is automatically going to be filled in. You get CC'd or BCC'd on every single notification that goes to a decision maker. So if you want to customize this in a different way, if you have a sub-salesman that sold the account, you can put their information here. Totally up to you. Next, we want to search for the Google Places ID. To do this, you just click on this button here, and the address will automatically be in here. Now, sometimes this won't give you an exact address. So if that ever happens, what you can do is just play with the wording just a little bit, and you'll see here it finally found it. So I'm just going to click on that. When it does find your exact store, click on this blue link here. This will automatically fill in the Google Places URL, and we're good to go. Now, next, we need to get a logo URL. So we're going to go here, copy image URL, or you can just go to their website, which will probably have a better logo. And if you can't find it on their website, you see it's just words here. You can just go to images, just click on copy image URL, and then you can paste that right here. If they have a Facebook page, you can put that Facebook page there as well. Now keep in mind, don't ever try to do a copy and paste from the images directory here. What you can do is go to the website wherever this is located, and then you want to do the copy image URL, and that URL will look like something like that. And then you put the Facebook URL. So if it's http facebook.com/yarkauto. Now what this does is we have a share feature in our autoresponders. If you do ever have this enabled for the URL, it will send that link to the customer during the campaign follow-ups for that individual user. Next we have is a campaign keyword. Now when you add keywords, you always want to use the vertical bar. It is the button directly above the enter key. And then what happens here is a customer can text in a keyword to the phone number. I'll show you the phone number here in a second. And that'll invoke the process of that customer getting replies to leave feedback and to leave a Google review. So when you're done here, you're going to click on Save Store. And it usually takes, this will remain red for a couple seconds, then it'll say success. Now you see here in the stores list, it's going to be red. It says, please allow up to 24 hours for setup. Now usually setup takes during normal business hours, maybe a couple hours, but if you're doing it like on late at night, usually be done the following morning. But it's going to appear red. Do not test any links until this changes to white and you get a notification via email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our admin, I'm going to finish up setting up the account, and you're going to see what it looks like when the account is ready to go. Once that account is set up, you're going to get a notification via email, and now your record is going to look something like this. Now, above here, I'm going to show you how this information works. This tells you details about the business. Next is the keywords separated by bars. So if anybody texts Yark to this long code here, this is a custom long code for this business, they will be added into the flow to get the autoresponder messages to leave feedback in a Google review. And next we have the decision maker information. If any of this ever changes, what you want to do is click on Manage and click on Edit Account, Contact Support, and that'll take you to the support desk. Now, to create a custom report for the store, you're always going to click on this URL here. This will give all the details about the account, and I'll get into this here in a second. Let's jump back here and finish this little tutorial here. This tells you how many Google reviews they have in their system currently. This transfers over once we parse Google and scrape the reviews for a certain period, which is usually twice a week. These will change. This will tell you how many customers were sent feedback, how many left feedback, the average rating of the feedback, and how many times they viewed the feedback page. Now, this is total lifetime before the slash here. After is the current month that we're currently in. So if we're in October, this shows everything from the start till October. This shows just October going across the board here. Here's the custom feedback link. This link can be sent or used by the customer or the client to be sent out to any customer if they want. But over here you have this manage button. This has all the links required for the business to get started. To send the business training information, click on this link right here, and this is what it'll do. Click on that. Just wait a second. You only need to click it once, then click on OK. Now that sends off the email. This is what the email is going to look like. The email that goes to your clients looks something like this when you click that button. Here's the content here, and then if you did have a custom logo, it'll be your custom logo here, but it's from you, whatever you set your company name as in your settings under My Account. But here it is, Joe Yarrick, your account is set ready to go. Follow these instructions, steps to get started. Watch this video, click this link. This is their request feedback, and it has additional instructions here. And all this, as well as there's an additional attachment here that the client can view. If they have any questions, they'll contact you, but this is the starting point for training. They may need additional help from you, so always make sure you're there to provide that for them. If the store or your customer or client wants to send the feedback short link automatically, they don't need to use the post-purchase send feedback. If there's a way that they can deliver this link to them, either via email or SMS, they can do it on their own, but our system does that. If the client uses the post-purchase feedback page, they're just going to open this portal on one of their computers or a smartphone or a tablet, whatever they're going to be using. This takes an additional like 4 seconds of the sales process for them to get some feedback and a Google review. So this is the key element here that runs the entire show for you. So this is the key element that the client must take part in for all this to work. The only required field for that client to fill out is just the phone number. All this is just additional information. If you do want an email to go out to them as well, to get them to leave feedback and a Google review, it's always best if you can get the email for that client to put that customer's email in here as well as their name. It's very important to customize each individual experience for the customer with their own name. It kind of adds a little bit of credibility to the entire process. If this is a sales type of service or sales type of transaction where there's a salesman's name, we can put the salesman's name here. It doesn't have to be in here. When this is all completed and ready to go, they just click send feedback. Like I said, this only takes like 3 seconds of the store's time to do this. Reputation link successfully delivered to the customer. Now the next part of the process here, and I'll close this out. If I go to customers, we see the new client down here. Now they're not going to have any star rating because they haven't completed the feedback form. They're going to be at 33% because that's the first part of the process, is they were sent the link. So we're going to click on the view here, and this is their custom URL that they were delivered, and you'll see here it was sent via SMS. So I'm going to click on this here, click on copy. We'll open this up in a new window. You'll see here it's automatically filled in. The customer needs to come through here. Click on whatever his choices are. Now keep in mind this is going to be mobile ready, and it's going to look something like this on a mobile phone. Click refresh here. Let's choose like a Galaxy S4. Refresh. And we'll see this is what it looks like on a mobile phone. They're going to come through here, choose yes, definitely, and then they're going to put their suggestions here, and then they're going to rate it. Now if they rate this 3 stars or less, this feedback form is just going to go to the decision maker, and then the entire process is stopped for the customer. If they leave 4 stars or more, the feedback's going to go to the decision maker, but they're also going to be asked on the next page to leave a Google review, and then the customer is also going to be receiving a series of follow-up emails just to make sure that they do leave a Google review. So I'm going to click 4 stars here, and click on continue. Next thing the customers do, they're going to watch this video, and then they're going to click on this Google review link if they, at the moment, are ready to complete the process. If not, they're going to get a series of SMS and email in the following days to complete the process. So now we see that they left feedback. Let me refresh this. We'll see here there's a 4-star rating. If I click on open this, we can see all the questions that were answered. And this is all the information that is sent to the decision maker, and you're BCC'd as well as the reseller. What's cool is because they've already completed the form, if that customer ever returns back to this link, the first thing they're going to see is the video. They're going to be asked to leave a Google review. So the system detects and already knows the customer already completed the process of leaving a feedback. So it expects them to leave a Google review. So here's all the SMS history here. This gives all the information about the customer, the Twilio, the message that was sent, the data was sent, and the time it was sent as well as the history of the feedback, the time they left feedback, and the star rating. All this information can be accessed by you, the reseller, and is sent to the client, which in this case would be Yark Automotive. They would get all the information as well. If you ever want to find a particular customer in here, you can do a simple search by phone, just put in a few digits, and it'll find every single customer that you're looking for. Next, we have the SMS history. Any SMS history from all your accounts appear in order in this section here. To do a search to narrow down which particular messages went out. So let's say we want to see which ones were the Google messages. We just choose Google, and anything with the word Google in it will appear here in the message. We can also narrow it down by customer number, Twilio number, and store name. So let's go back up to clients because there's some more buttons that we did not show you. And let's click on manage here. Next is a Facebook short link. If we had a Facebook short link in our setup, when I first showed you we were setting up Yark Automotive, their short link is going to look something like this. Now this is what the customer is going to see on their phone. They click on this link and it'll like and share them on Facebook. Next is the Google short link. If a customer ever gets sent this via SMS, this is the page that they're going to see. If they're on a desktop, it's going to automatically redirect them. If they're on a mobile, let's go like this, select element. We'll put this into mobile view. So this is what the customer is going to look like. What it's going to look like for the customer, they're going to see this. They're going to receive the video instructions on that page. So if I click here, this is what the customer sees on their phone. This is a link that's going to be sent via SMS to the customer and via email. They're going to watch the video. They're going to click on Leave Google Review Now. And that video, part of the instructions are to come down here, click on the address. And then they're going to see this page here. They're going to page up, click on See Reviews, Photos, and More. They're going to come down here, click on the dot, and then they're going to click on the star review. And that's the instructions that they're given inside of the video. We also have a built-in technology too. If they don't have problems with this process, they are sent an easy link, which in 80% of all cases will send them directly to the stars where they can leave a review. And that's sent if we do not detect a Google review within a certain amount of days. If at any point during the process on the setup, remember the instructions part, if you need a secondary survey sent out like 10 days later, which an example of a good survey is how did your install went? Let's say it was a refrigerator delivery and they installed the refrigerator into the kitchen, then they would get a follow-up email saying how's the delivery, and then you could determine which questions are sent in the survey. But always be cognizant. In most cases, this is not needed. Just in certain industries, this is could be a good required thing to have. And obviously, here's the Send Business Training. If you ever need to change the theme of the page to match the logo, so if I want to change this theme to red, and I can also change and add keywords here as well. Click on, it's an automatic save, so every time you make a change here, it automatically saves, as well as any typing that you do here will automatically save as well. Click on Close. Now if I go to, for example, the feedback short link, it now has a red background. Come back over here, change this to yellow, click on Close, see here, now it changes to yellow. So that's how you can change the theme. Now anytime you want to build a report for a store, you're going to want to do this on a regular basis for like once a month. You're going to come in here, click on the little book icon, and choose the date in between and click on Build Store Report link. So we're going to do, let's do from September 1st. Click on Build Store Report. It'll automatically put all the information here, and then Build Store Report link. We can copy that link, put it in an email to the client, and then when they go to that page, they're going to see something like this. And this is what the business would get. They would get this link. When they visit this link, this is going to be the reputation report for the store. This is how many feedback invitations they were sent, how many feedbacks that were left, and then how many Google reviews they received. Now keep in mind, this is only during the period from 9/1 to 10/19. So we have 10 reviews. The average rating was 4.1. All new reviews that the store received will appear in green. So these 10 here will be matched with the corresponding green down here, with the stars and the comments. And just a reminder, when you're registering the new client, always be sure to add your notes here. For example, this is a 3-question survey for service. Now, if it involved a salesman with an exact name of the salesperson that sold the product or service, then that's going to be for sales. That's going to be a 4-question survey. If you ever want to add a supplemental survey into the process as discussed before, you're going to want to indicate it down here. Please send additional survey 10 days later. And then put your questions in. Question 1, who was your salesman? Question 2, was delivery fast? Question 3, would you recommend us to a friend? And excuse the spelling here. And then if you have options here, just go something like this. Click the return carriage, couple spaces, and then do like A, yes, B, no. And then our service will set all this up for you automatically, and that SMS will go out and email 10 days later to complete the survey for, in this case, it'd be like a salesman and installation survey. Lastly, we have the SMS prospecting here. To send an info pack to a prospective client, you just put in their name, email, and their phone number. That'll send out an email and it'll send out an SMS. Now, inside of that SMS that goes out, it's going to have automatic flyer links built into it. At any time you can change these URLs to your own videos or your own flyer links. So always be cognizant of that. And let's say you did change it and you weren't happy with the flyers that you provided, just blank them out, click on Restore Default, and restore those defaults. So I'm going to click on Send Info Pack, and I get successfully sent info pack. Now let's see what that looks like for the prospective client. So first I'm going to show you, if you remember earlier we left a feedback. This is what the business is going to receive. It's going similar to this. Congratulations, the customer reviewed you on your private review page and left the following review, and leaves the information about the customer and all the information that they left. And here's one that has completely filled out here. Here is after completing the send info pack. This is the email that the prospective client receives. It looks just like this. It has this information. Put your company name here, and then here are the links. There's also a mobile page that they can view. If I click on this, this is the same link that's going to be sent to them via SMS. If you put their phone number in there, it's going to look like this. And here's what it looks like on a mobile page. They come down here, they click on Download Flyer, or they can watch the presentation here about the program. So anytime you send an info pack, it records it in the leads. Any leads that appear in green here mean that the page was opened by the prospective client. That means that they clicked and viewed the page if it's green. If it's white, they never clicked on any link taking them to the mobile page or the desktop page to view the download links. They may have inside the email just directly download. So always be cognizant of that. Doesn't just because this appears. Let me expand this out a little bit. There we go. So let's go back to the leads. This is where the leads are. As stated before, green means they they clicked on the actual page and viewed the page where all the links for the flyers and videos are. Just because it doesn't appear green here as the person viewed, meaning the person viewed the page, they could have inside of that email, if you remember, they could have clicked those links directly. So it's always a good idea just to follow up with those users anyway, whether or not they show that they viewed the page or not. This concludes the training on using the iReviewbuilder.com back office for resellers. If you ever have any questions or need further training, always refer to the front-end training. There are a ton of videos here to help you along the way. As we add new features, we add new videos to help you out, so always be aware of that. Always check for latest updates, the videos for the webinars. And if you ever need help instantly, as quick as possible, go to our IRB help desk. Just click on this link, click on submit ticket, click submit new ticket, and we get back to you rather quickly. This is Alan Smith with iReviewbuilder. We hope you enjoy the program.